here.
The fallout for Bill Moose's book. What legal ramifications can come from it? Also, an investigation into NIL mishaps by Nebraska is happening as well. We'll get into all that at 6:15. How does North Dakota State jumping to the Mountain West change college football? I think our opinion is going to be a little bit bigger than most people's. We will also find out what's trending on social media. Buy or sell with Dan Campion. And then we return to Westeros. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms has been nothing short of fantastic.
Yeah. The best.
It's, as far as I can tell, it is the best story in the entire George R.R. Martin universe.
So if you're not a fan of hearing things that aren't sports talk radio, around 7:15, you're going to want to change that. Please come back at 7:30 because we'll also be talking Nebraska and Creighton basketball. Obviously, the Huskers with a big matchup tonight. Creighton with a big matchup tomorrow. We'll get into all that at 7:30. You can get at us at After Hours 1620 on Twitter. And as I mentioned, you can call Dan Campion at 402-951-1620 as well. We got into this last night.
What are we doing?
We're watching North Carolina and Miami.
We should not be.
College basketball.
We should be rooting on Americans.
No.
What are you looking
Nebraska Purdue is starting, boys.
No, it's at 6:15, right? We still got a little while. Anyway, there was more.
I'll find it, John.
There was more fallout from the Bill Moose book, and it got me to thinking about some of the things that we had heard and some of the rumors and innuendos that were going around. And this, I wouldn't say that everything that came out kind of confirmed it, but it confirmed a lot of stuff, like the Bill Moose not being able to drink aspect of it. There was the infamous,
a lot of rumors about that.
It was the infamous in-state tour. Is that what they called it? Whatever it was, where he and Frost were like going around to small towns, and rumor is they got after
imbibing a little.
They may have gotten after it a little bit. No, I'm sorry. The game did just start 5-0 Purdue out of the gate in PBA.
Purdue,
but
Purdue.
We all know somebody that exaggerates from time to time, right? Like we got that person that maybe embellishes a little bit in their stories. Yeah. And keep in mind, Bill Moose is writing this book with the end goal of selling books. He claims that he was asked not to drink alcohol and that it had become a problem, and it was basically insinuated that if he did, he would no longer be the athletic director of Nebraska. Now, keep in mind, he was given that information.
Yep.
And was told that you can't consume alcohol or you're not going to work here anymore.
Stop drinking or else.
And then he, on his own admission,
drank alcohol.
Private car, on his personal card, separate from the university's, on university business, consumed a bottle of liquor in his hotel room. And then went down to the desk and said, I need to pay for this separately. So I don't know if you know what that's called, but in my world, that's lying and admitting to it.
Well, it's deceptive at best.
At best, yes. And then his response was, they found out about it. And his response was, oh, no, did they really hire a personal investigator against me? Like, that would be the problem. Like, no, man, like, the problem is you've had enough behavioral problems that they felt like they needed to investigate you further. That's step one.
Yeah.
Step two is they also caught you in the act. Like,
right.
The fact that he was, like, trying to position the university as this, like, evil entity for investigating him privately was just a little mind-blowing to me.
And I don't know why your mind immediately goes to they've got a PI on me when all they would have had to do is check with the hotel to see if there was any alcohol consumed from the mini bottles from the mini bar, because it's a university paid for room,
right?
And they would have access to that record,
it's their knowledge,
even if
correct.
They didn't pay for it. So, like, it's not hard to figure that out.
No conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories are better.
Yeah, no, instead of
how dare they?
They got a PI on me.
Like the fact that he, and then he wrote about it. Like, it's one thing to have this thought in your head, but then to write about it and be like, I can't believe they did this to me. I want to mention that I believe a lot of what he wrote in this book to be true. There's some almost confirming stories that would tell you that, right? But this part makes me go, all right, we've got to take everything else in here with a little bit of a grain of salt, just because of this one-off situation, right? Am I the only one that feels that way?
I think you have to take it with a grain of salt because it is one man's side of a
Sure.
very complicated and involved story. Anytime that someone writes a memoir, there will necessarily be a dampening of the worst events and an exaggerating of the best, right? Like they're always going to do whatever. Like this is a memoir. You're going to do what you can to paint yourself in the best possible light.
I want to talk about
That's human nature, and whether that constitutes lying, whether it rises to the level of lying or not, is a matter of personal opinion. But you do have to understand that there's what Bill Moose would say about this. There's what the other party he's talking about would say about it, and the truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
I love how scared Ronnie Green is of Bill Moose throughout this whole thing, because every time he has to confront him, he's shaking and terrified.
Right. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
he's your boss, so what is he
painting
scared
ourselves a little bit bigger than we are, right? I'm in the foreground of every picture so that I appear bigger. It's some of it, like, yes, there are probably nuggets of truth in here. You can't just take this as gospel because it is not that.
It's also his version.
Yeah.
It's not exactly apples to apples on everything across the board. The most interesting thing to me is the discussion about the return to the Big 12. Because obviously this is in direct correlation to the lawsuit Nebraska filed to play during COVID. Kind of feels like that's the catalyst. Like we don't get that information, but feels like the catalyst of why that would be happening, right? And it makes me wonder, like, in this landscape, how does Nebraska fit into the Big 12? And what would the consensus be from the fan base? Like, I think there's a lot of people that would be happy to get some of those Big 8 games back, but at that point, Colorado wasn't there. They clearly are now, but they weren't at the time. Missouri's gone.
Yeah.
You now have Oklahoma and Texas who have left the conference. So, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that really enjoyed going to Manhattan and Jack Trice and going to Kansas and Oklahoma State.
If you enjoyed going to Jack Trice, I have questions.
I enjoyed Jack Trice Stadium. Like, I thought the atmosphere felt like a college town. Now, the football atmosphere wasn't great. The atmosphere around campus was. So, you could get me there. Was it top 6 of the Big 12? Not necessarily.
Faroe Field was no gem either.
Yeah. There's a lot of that, and that's my point. It's like the destinations have left the conference. So,
and
do you feel like it dodged the bullet a little bit? Because I kind of feel like it does.
The destinations in all of college football are in the conference you join.
Right.
Like
the big house,
the big
Beaver
ticket items are in the Big Ten. And Nebraska's one of them. Like, don't get that twisted. Nebraska's a destination. Like, one of the things people always say is, like, you have to see it. If you're a college football fan, you have to see a game in Memorial Stadium before you die.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the places on the bucket list.
I ask you, though, as a Nebraska fan, what would your thoughts have been in 20? Try to get back in the DeLorean, get up to 88 miles an hour, go back to 2020. You're wearing a mask. There's a lot of confusion about where the world is. Not a lot like today. But how would you have felt in that moment if Nebraska makes the jump back to the Big 12?
I probably wouldn't have felt good about it. Honestly.
I wouldn't have either.
Just knowing even at that time, the Big 12 was already distributing way more money to its members than the Big 12 was. And the gap keeps growing year by year. But even back then, the gap was pretty wide. Like, Nebraska was in a way better financial situation being in the Big 10 than they were in the Big 12.
Which nobody would obviously argue that. They haven't had a ton of success since joining the Big 10.
Right, but there's no guarantee that going back to the Big 12 would have changed that either.
Would you have liked their chances better against that level of competition, though?
Well, and like,
and again, this is also Scott Frost led Nebraska.
It's all revisionist history too, because Oklahoma and Texas were still in the conference then, and would Nebraska have fared any better against them than they have against Ohio State and Michigan?
Or not their head coach, because he was trying to get out of play in Oklahoma because he wasn't ready for them.
And which,
by the way, he was kind of wrong about that. Because they almost won the game.
let's say Nebraska jumps back to the Big 12, and then 2 years later, Oklahoma and Texas are like, yeah, welcome back, Nebraska. We're going to the SEC.
Yeah.
Have fun. Then what? Then Nebraska's stuck in a third tier conference.
Well, that brings me to today. What would be the consensus from Nebraska fans if Troy Dannon called an emergency press conference and said, we're going back home, going back to our roots. We're trying to keep this regional football.
I hate it. You're fired. Go away. Stop doing this. Don't.
But that's your opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be the overall opinion of Nebraska fan base?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Like the implications for the university system would be dire, because look at the schools that are in the Big 12 and their financial situations currently.
Sure.
It's none of them are as good as 9/10 of the Big Ten. So it's not just about the football program and the success and winning games and all that. The overall health of the university system would be impacted.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly. And again, I agree with that. You agree with that. I wonder if this fan base, maybe really any, not just ours, but this fan base as a whole, cares about the financial well-being of the university. That's ultimately going to make the ultimate decision. But where do fans fall?
If you're smart, you should.
Yeah, I agree, but I wonder what the general fan would think. Poll question up at after hour 1620. Would you like Nebraska to go back to the Big 12? And if you vote, either way you vote, leave us a comment and let us know why. Because or 402-951-1620. We'd love to hear from you and get your thoughts on this, because to me, it feels like there's that part of the fan base that almost wants that to happen. And I don't think the ramification, it may be the Big 12, but I think if Nebraska would have made that move, it wouldn't really have felt like home.
Well, certainly not now. There's a bunch of teams that are in the Big 12 now that Nebraska has zero relationship with. Arizona State.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a
little relationship with Arizona State there, but
But you just TCU. You don't have any relationship with TCU.
They played them once when LaDainian Tomlinson was there.
Okay.
People forget.
Yeah, it's just and so you're going to go back to that conference so you can play Oklahoma State and Iowa State and Kansas State?
Colorado now.
Okay, Colorado now.
You don't want to go to the football mecca that is Boone Pickens Stadium?
Boone Pickens Stadium.
I understand that the Big 8 was a thing for a longer period of time. But Nebraska's almost been in the Big 10 now as long as they were in the Big 12.
Yeah. Longer, right? 12
96 to 2010.
14, so and then 12 to 26. The exact same amount of time, actually, yeah.
So it's honestly the Baylor, that relationship was purely a Big 12 relationship.
Yeah.
Texas Tech
Never a
was
great one.
purely a Big 12 relationship.
Baylor kind of sucked basically the whole time.
Basically the whole time. So, like I say, you've got Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and Colorado. 5 teams that you've had a long-term relationship with, and none of them are actually all that good. And you want to go back to rekindle what? That stuff? If Oklahoma was still there and Colorado had come back, I mean, at least you could tell me that, okay, Nebraska is going back so they can play their rival every year. I will hear that. I still don't think it's a good idea, but especially now, those teams were never Nebraska's rivals. They were walkovers most years.
Colorado in some years, yes. K-State in the later Bill Snyder years was a bigger deal than it was any other time period in that game's history. But yeah, I mean, look at the winning streak for Nebraska versus Oklahoma State. It went 2 decades. I think there's this there's those people out there that Google their 8th grade girlfriend sometimes. And it feels like those people would be interested in going back to the Big 12. Me? I'm happy in my marriage and don't want to relive that.
Yeah, and especially now with
Here's looking at you, LB.
Yeah, I was like, what's her
the
name?
way the Big Ten is set up now, Nebraska's not even the outpost in that conference anymore.
Right.
It used to be. We used to be like, this is the
North school.
furthest western school.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, we're kind of right in the middle. We're in the middle of the mix here.
Yeah.
You have regional teams that are reasonably close to play against. And so the regionality of the thing, the conference as a whole has a regionality problem because it's spread from coast to coast. But as far as having teams in your conference that are near enough that fans can make the trip, of course, you have that with Wisconsin and Northwestern and Illinois and Indiana, Iowa, obviously, Minnesota. So it's like it for a number of reasons, I can't make it make sense to think like why that was ever a consideration. And Bill Moose admitting that he was pushing hard to make it happen really makes me question the man's judgment. Like, what are we doing?
Let's go to the phones real quick before we get to Bob Williams. Andrew joins. Andrew, welcome into the After Hours Lounge. Andrew,
hey guys,
hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm not huge on Nebraska being in the Big 12, but I don't feel like the Big 10 is really a home either.
Yeah, and that's kind of it's all. And I mentioned this last night, Andrew. It's just always felt like a square peg in a round hole for Nebraska.
Yeah,
because at one point you were the most further western school, and now you're just kind of in no man's land. Like I get it, we're in region to Wisconsin and Minnesota, but like you're not close. Like the only team that you're really close to is Iowa, and you get and that's great, and that's your one guaranteed game a year. But there just isn't that other camaraderie within the conference.
And I think it may be easier to win in the Big 12, and that's what may attract more people to us wanting to go back to the Big 12.
Yeah, I don't. It's a little bit of fool's gold, though, Andrew. Like, yes, you may win a few more games, but are you actually going to be any better by being a Big 12 team? I mean, I think we've seen in recent years how Big 12 teams have fared when it comes down to playing against the big boys of the other conferences. They just don't do it. They don't have it.
Then what? And another question I guess I had: what happened? Could Nebraska go independent?
They could, but they're never going to garner the money that a Notre Dame would, so they're going to make more money from the affiliation with the Big Ten. Like they could. That's just never going to happen.
That's it. They wouldn't make as much money.
No, nowhere near what they would need to. Hey, Andrew, we got to get to break. We appreciate the phone call, man. Thanks for calling in. 402-951-1620 is how you can get a hold of the show tonight. If you missed any of the opening segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Aloe Fiber. Across Nebraska neighborhoods, and across the states, clear, there is no place like Nebraska. Just like so many of us, Aloe calls Nebraska home. Born and raised right here in the Cornhusker State, sharing proud traditions of agriculture, athletics, and education, Aloe is bringing communities together, connection by connection. Head over to aloefiber.com/Husker Radio. Sign up for services that are the official provider for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Things like TV, mobile, and internet. Check out aloefiber.com/Husker Radio. Tonight, we'll be right back. Bob Williams of Williams Law joins us in the stream. 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for the fine folks at Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. You get to 78th and Dodge, you get to wear something just like I've got on tonight. Today was the perfect day for the Johnny O quarter zip with the little Nebraska logo on it. You know why? One, Husker basketball game day. And this would be a great thing to wear on a day such as this if you're heading down to watch the game. If you don't have any good gear, if you don't have gear that you can be proud of, when you put it on, you go, yep, this looks good. This fits me the way I want it to fit me. And I know that it is quality material. Then you need to get yourself to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've got all. Mizzen and Main, Johnny O, Roan, the new Brax pants. They're comfy. They're casual, but they look great. You are going to love them. Go try them on. Get in there. 78th and Dodge, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Weather from KETV Newswatch 7 is brought to you on 1620 The Zone by Certified Transmission.
Another mild Tuesday afternoon. We had high temperatures in the upper 40s. Now, after sunset, we think temperatures drop into the 30s. And by the time you wake up Wednesday morning, temperatures will be in the 20s. A chilly start. We'll have sunshine for the first half of the day, putting us into the lower 50s for high temperatures before more clouds fill in late Wednesday evening. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Diet Coke Cherry is making a return, and Chesterman Coca-Cola is bringing the flavor back to Omaha. Find Diet Coke Cherry 12-packs right now at Hy-Vee, stacked high on pallet displays and end caps. Just in time for the big show. That crisp Diet Coke taste with a bold cherry twist. Perfect for game night, family night, or anytime you want something refreshing without the sugar. But don't wait. This is a Hy-Vee customer favorite, so get yours today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at pyramidroof.com. Never settle for less.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit omahasignsandwraps.com tonight. That's omahasignsandwraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Save money and time when you combine with the all-new same-day deal at iMart Express. For a limited time, get an eye exam and a new pair of glasses all in the same day, and all for just $129 with Single Vision or $169 with Progressives. Plus, with walk-in appointments available, do everything on your schedule. It's vision made easy and savings made instant. Only at iMart Express. Find a location near you and start saving today.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Hip, hip.
Hip, hip. 626 on a Taste Test Tuesday here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by our friends at Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience this fall, head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, and become a Bruin tonight. The legendary, the award-winning, the one and only Robert Williams, Bob Williams of Williams Law, joins us live while he's trying to simultaneously watch a Nebraska basketball game here on After Hours. Bob, my friend, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, but there's nothing that can cool the mood like a little Nebraska football discussion and talk about Scott Frost while we're in the middle of a sizzling Nebraska ball season, right?
29-19 is the score right now. Purdue leads in Lincoln, and they're just turning the Huskers over at every turn. I want to talk about Nebraska basketball in a sense for a minute, because obviously we just got done talking about Bill Moose and his book and everything that came out, and he openly talked about wanting to hire Dana Altman and felt like he was at a spot that he could get Dana, but the governor of the state emphatically told him
it was
no.
not the governor at the time.
It was not the governor at the time.
Regent.
He's
regent and is currently the governor. Told him emphatically no. And today the governor decided that he was going to send out a tweet of the score of the final score of the Nebraska-Oregon game this year, because Dana Altman, famously the coach at Oregon this season, and pettiness is okay on this show. We'll accept it. But when we talk about legal ramifications, those are obviously closed door meetings that are being told in this book. Clearly, Bill Moose didn't sign a non-disclosure agreement. I'm a little surprised by that. When we talk about disclosing this type of information that is supposed to be held behind closed doors, what are some of the legal ramifications you can have or could face by outing this type of information?
Well, really what you're talking about is the term defamation at large, where you talk about libel, which is printed falsities, and slander, which is orated falsities to the public. And when you're speaking about a public figure, which Scott Frost in this instance would be considered a public figure, the foundation is a little bit different, and the rules of play are a little bit different for these type of persons. So, and let's also not forget that truth is an absolute defense to any allegation of defamation, whether it be written or orated. So truth always is a defense. And it's also really what we're looking at is opinion, maybe per se, versus fact. I mean, you often hear persons like yourself, radio personalities, or
because we're a big
maybe on a national scale, it's like, well, it's my opinion that something, and you can basically say whatever you want to say after that. But when we're talking about a public figure, basically you'd have to show that the person that was making the statement, in this case it would be the author of this book, was doing it with what's called actual malice and with an intent to actually harm Scott Frost in this instance, versus if he was talking about a private figure, say Jimmy Allen or John Schreiner or Dan Kampanen, it would be more of a standard of negligence or recklessness instead of an actual intentional act to harm. So there is a big difference in the two.
So it's essentially like when Ricky Bobby says, with all due respect.
Yeah, with all due respect.
Right.
It's in the Geneva Conventions. Look it up. So I want to make a clarification here, or you make the clarification here. Just because you've said something that paints somebody in a negative light, does that have any bearing on whether it's libelous or not?
Oh, definitely not. I think you have to actually, if you're going to win a lawsuit for defamation, these things would have to be provable or refutable, depending on which angle you're looking from. And there would have to be some kind of damages. Just because, let's say I slander one of you fine gentlemen, which I would never do, but let's just say, for example, I did slander you, and it was a provable slander, but it caused you no provable financial harm or reputational harm that could equate to dollars and cents. While I may win a lawsuit, do I win a recovery? Right? Those are the two things that you have to think about. And is the juice worth the squeeze from the plaintiff standpoint if you feel like you've been harmed? And in many cases, it's not. But again, if a person has very deep pockets, perhaps that juice is worth the squeeze to get it into the public light, public change, possibly public perception. Maybe you're looking to change perception in the public versus actually making a financial recovery, right?
So you've seen a lot of this stuff that's come out now, I'm sure. So have you seen anything that could remotely possibly rise to the level of satisfying a libel claim?
So I have not read the book or the novella. And wasn't there something peculiar about how he published this? I mean, I know that he
It's
misspelled Cullen's
e-published, yeah.
name.
Yeah, it's not an
And I'm not
actual
really
hard.
familiar with it's a true publisher or if it's maybe how would you guys describe this publisher?
It's an ebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So he published
there's
it on
nothing.
Amazon.
Okay, so there's nothing that I've read that I would believe would rise to an actionable or colorable plaintiff suit by Scott because most of these things are either opinion or such things as okay, well, he thought maybe Scott appeared immature. Scott Frost didn't shave before their first meeting or came in sweatpants. While that may show Scott as looking immature or appearing unprepared, if that's a fact that he wore those things and it's Bill's opinion that he perceived those things, that's not a colorable uh, bit of information when disseminated to the public that would cause actionable harm, in my opinion.
To pivot away from the Bill Moose book, obviously Nebraska under investigation for not following NIL guidelines and being basically doxxed to see if they're following the correct law or correct laws of the land by the College Sports Commission.
Yep.
But LSU just faced the same exact scrutiny, I guess.
Yeah.
The word we use there, and nothing came up. Kind of feels like the NCAA is over on all of these attempts. Kind of feels like Nebraska would be the one school that finds a way to fall behind the scenes, doing something they shouldn't be doing and actually getting in trouble for it. When we talk about being punished or being accused of something that somebody else basically got a slap in the wrist for, what type of legal ramifications would Nebraska have if they did get punished or some sort of hammer was put down on them when another school accused of the same exact thing basically got told to sweep it under the rug?
Well, punishment could include a number of things: scholarship limitations, contact with recruits limitations, other I guess smaller things under the recruiting blanket. I don't know if they actually would go as far as to recruit to limit or prohibit a certain amounts of the allotted in-house NIL monies. That could be something we could watch for on the horizon. But I know I did a little reading on the subject matter, and it seems like the CSC right now, especially with the LSU investigation, even the Nebraska one, they're looking to perhaps try to almost be a little bit friendly on the front end. Maybe they're looking to resolve issues with compliance by working with the schools as opposed to okay, we're going to be the jury and the executioner at the outset. They're trying to maybe work a little bit with some of the reporting requirements because let's face it, this is a ever evolving landscape, especially in the last 6 months, and will continue to change rapidly. We just harken back to the last 4 or 5 conversations we've had on your show about just how this landscape has changed. But I think I think the CSC is playing with soft gloves, kids gloves right now a little bit, and it sounds like the violations that are alleged are have to do with the timing of disclosures from third party NIL deals and a $600 threshold, because that is the bottom number threshold on what's required to be reported through this clearinghouse. Now, I don't think they've released who these players are. I think that's all been confidential. But at least at this point, I don't foresee this amounting too much of anything at all.
So the CSC is a relatively new institution for the NCAA, and I don't think we've really seen them attempt to hand out a punishment yet. And in light of all the legal troubles that the NCAA has had with handing out punishments, is there any indication that the CSC is going to have the teeth to actually do anything in terms of, infractions and enforcement?
I think we will see that. I think, as I said a few moments ago, we're seeing kids' gloves right now, but I also don't think we've seen any major league violations. Now, we will see those. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind with all the different basketball schools, football schools, in men's and women's sports, both as well. We're going to see some punishments handed down that have a lot more significant impact on those schools. And like I said, we're probably going to see schools get limitations on some scholarships and recruiting contacts and visits too. Yes.
obviously the rules have changed, but the law of the land has kind of always been not completely black and white, but a little more black and white than what we've seen out of the NCAA. When we talk about schools being punished versus not being punished, or the rights to appeal a punishment, if you're being handed down from a governing body that's not the actual government, is there always an allowance for an appeals process before a punishment can be handed out from a legal standpoint?
Nearly in every situation, even with arbitrations, those are
That's what I
to
thought.
some degree. It depends on the specific situation. Those are final orders, but in almost every scenario, whether it's employment, school, or this quasi employment in sports here, there are appellate avenues. And really, the question I think that jumps out is anytime a decision's rendered while the appeal or this appellate process is pending, can the schools stay on the same tracks, or are they prohibited from doing the thing or paying the thing while that's pending? That's really the question. Or is the person inhibited? For example, in the stuff we were talking about last week where we had some transfer issues, is a temporary restraining order going to be upheld to not allow a person to transfer to a new school? Probably not while that happens, because we're looking at dollars and cents. So usually, Jimmy, there is an appellate avenue. And exactly last week, we talked about how the player decided to opt out of the Pavia suit so he could get a little faster track with the Tennessee courts in that decision making. And I forgot to look to see, honestly, what the decision was on one of those cases was handed down today, and I haven't had a chance to look.
If only you knew you were coming on a radio show.
I know, boy, if I had the foresight for that.
But Bob Williams is usually way more prepared when he actually gets to court. If you're looking for a little bit of legal help, maybe you're facing a DUI, maybe your son or daughter's in a little bit of trouble, head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com tonight. Bob and his team are going to give you a free, no obligation legal consultation, walk you through your big day in court, explain your rights, and get you ready to get in front of the judge. Bob, we appreciate your time. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thanks,
Maybe
Bobby.
your basketball team's down 15 points early in the second half, so hopefully, or the first half. Hopefully not.
Hang in there. There's a lot of basketball left. We'll be right back on the other side of the break. We're going to break down exactly what the North Dakota State jump to big-time football means. 16-20 the zone.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience from their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday, and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
Find your next SUV from Woodhouse Chevy. It's the perfect time to upgrade your drive with limited time offers available now. Lease the 2026 Chevy Traverse for $579 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, or save up to $4,000 off MSRP. Shop online or in-store today. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive. With approved credit, retired courtesy loan, tax title license extra, first payment and $299 doc fee due at signing. Must trade a 2011 or newer vehicle. Finance based upon available rebates. Must be current Costco member. Expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Hey everyone, Jimmy Allen.
And John Schreiner.
If 6A to 6P isn't wild and crazy enough for you,
then we have the approach that no one else is bringing to the table, like who would win in a fight between a taco and a grilled cheese sandwich.
From hot take
to wild conspiracy theories,
we have you covered.
But we're also covering the usual suspects, like the Huskers, the Jays, the Bruins.
From the NFL and everything else, we're giving you the most unique coverage of high school sports.
Join us from 6 to 8 p.m. as the sports schedule allows.
Brought to you by Bellevue University
and Pyramid Roof Contractors on 1620 The Zone.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
We're not even talking about the NFL right now. What are you doing?
It's part of the rotation.
Dan Campen is just unhinged, folks.
When it rotates in, I just have a little smile.
Or you just play it on purpose?
I wish I could. I tried to make it a single button on our show so I could just play
There's
it at
like
random
14
times.
buttons on our board that say the Bears suck.
That's because they're all our bump button, and I just messed it up. And now our bump button says the Bears still suck.
I notice how he's faded the music down. Have you noticed that? Is anybody else out there paying attention?
Welcome back to the After Hours Lounge, brought to you by Bellevue University.
Head over to the download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight and keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus. Bellevue University not joining the Mountain West. We don't need to break that news tonight, but you know who is? The Bison of North Dakota State.
You said it right. The Bison.
I know, Ball, and you're saying. Speaking of Ball, Nebraska is a world of hurt right now. Purdue and Matt Painter putting on the Huskers early.
Nebraska can't buy a field goal. They've just been awful from the field.
40-23, the Boilers leading with 1:50 to go in the first half. But back to North Dakota State for a second. This is it's always been the discussion about what if Boise State makes the jump to the Power 5? What if North Dakota State leaves Division 2 and makes the jump to D1?
Is the new Pac-12 going to be a Power 5?
They're making every effort. I mean, they're
I don't know that
trying.
they have the teams with the cachet to do it.
Yeah, and that's obviously the big question, right? Is like they were a wagon at the D2 level. They being North Dakota State. I mean, multiple national championships with multiple head coaches, multiple dynasties with multiple quarterbacks. It is going to be a really interesting case study one way or the other. Like if they jump up and they just win the Mountain West in year one,
I think I saw that. Like,
would anybody really be that surprised?
In their last 10 games against FBS teams, they have a winning record.
Yes, correct.
They're
insane.
good at football.
That's crazy town. Now, can you do it week in and week out? That's a different question. You can get up for one game a year. Can you do it week in and week out? I don't know. They've done a really, really, really good job, North Dakota State, of finding hidden gem players in the Midwest.
Developing. They've done a great job
developing those. It's a twofold process. Finding the hidden gems from high schools in the Midwest, and then developing them into really good football players.
Yeah, because
through multiple iterations of a coaching staff.
Because if you're Iowa or Nebraska or Iowa State or Wisconsin, Minnesota, and you've been really peeved at the North Dakota States of the world coming into your state and finding gems and turning them into players that end up going to the NFL draft and being successful, they now have more ammo in their holster because they can go, oh, and by the way, now we play big boy football. And you can come here and play for a real national championship at the Division I level because we got a backdoor way in. We run the table in this league.
Yeah, it's really going to be interesting. The other thing to think about is, like, look, there are some Division I schools, some FBS schools that are having real trouble keeping up from a budget standpoint. At what point do we start to see some of these smaller schools drop down to FCS in football?
Well, that's the other conversation about this, right? This is a big jump from a monetary standpoint.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to play at this level too.
It's a huge monetary commitment.
So I don't know if you guys have watched this yet or not. I got really bored over the weekend and had a lot of free time. Jeremy Schaap just put out like a full e-species.
The Jeremy Schaap?
The Jeremy Schaap. I always want to be like Dick Schaap. No, Jeremy Schaap. That was his dad. He put out a full E60 special that was all about what kind of the NIL landscape has turned college football into, which we have obviously done marvelous work on.
Yeah.
And have
people are saying we're better than Jeremy Schaap.
Debated to no end whatsoever. But I was surprised. So the monetary aspect of this, I think, is the most interesting portion of it to me, because if I would assume that they're going D1 in all sports, or is it just football?
Right now,
they're already D1 in all sports, Dan.
Yeah, they're right now. They're just making the jump to the Mountain West.
They are full Division I in everything except football, where they're FCS.
Yeah,
and now they're moving football up to FBS.
But only football is joining the Mountain West, correct?
Only football now is joining the Mountain West.
That specifically will be the interesting portion to me, is what do you do with that opting into the $20.5 million? Because I can only assume that for a school of their size, they probably didn't specifically opt into that $20.5 million and instead did it all within a collective style model where they got donations from former alumni and, whatnot to settle up how they would deal with their.
Yeah. So opting in doesn't mean you have to spend the full $22 million or whatever it ends up being.
It puts you behind the eight ball further, though, if you're a small enough school.
Yeah. Opting in, so just down the road,
Omaha
did not opt in the first year. And then this year they chose to opt in. It doesn't mean that they necessarily have to distribute a full $20 million to their sports teams. It means that they can distribute up to that much. I'll tell you this, Omaha doesn't have $20 million in their athletic budget to distribute. So that's not even an option.
Yeah, and they're not alone. Like I don't want to sound like we're picking on the Mavericks.
No.
This is a problem that some of the quote big boys at this level are having as well. So I think it's just such an interesting time to do it, right? They've had. It's not like this is the first opportunity.
Nope.
I mean, they've been courted by other conferences. They've been courted by this conference specifically. You have to wonder how much of this is the Indiana effect. Like, there's got to be a little bit of a fear of, can we jump up and make this work at the same clip that we've had the level of success that we've had at the Division II level. And now I think that's a pretty far-fetched thing that you could put your finger on and say, yes, North Dakota State can absolutely jump up to the next level, compete for a national championship day one walking into the conversation.
Well, and we've seen other schools to jump
join the stream
that were not as successful at the FCS level as North Dakota State.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Such as a JMU that have
just played the playoff.
Old Dominion.
And maybe that's a better comp than Indiana, but the
listen,
fact that if you do put money in and contribute to your program and have resources and you have the right guy that can develop players, does Indiana give the North Dakota States of the world the thought process that we can do it here too?
So I don't think Indiana is a good comp because budgetarily they're in different universes.
Sure.
Indiana's getting, $70 million of distribution from the Big Ten.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot. But I think you can see schools like Old Dominion and JMU, who have moved up from the FCS ranks in recent years, have, a moderate to high level of success, and they were not even as successful at the FCS level that North Dakota State was. All right. So it's a question of translatability. Does the North Dakota State model translate to the level in the way that the James Madison and to a lesser degree Old Dominion model has translated? What does that even look like? I think this is a really good test case of, does being ultra successful at one level mean that you can hack it at the next? This is a great test.
But it goes back to kind of our earlier conversation too about Nebraska going from the Big 10 to the Big 12. Like, just because for every Indiana, there's a Nebraska conversation where it's like, just because you can do it doesn't mean it's going to translate.
Sure. I think the Mountain West is a good starting point for them. That's a conference that's not overly strong. There's some schools who've transitioned recently in that conference as well. So there's some schools that are going to be in that conference that are transitioning right now. So it's going to be a good starting point for them to see if they can make that adjustment and get there. I would expect that success translates no matter what, to some degree. I don't think that
you either can or you can't.
North Dakota State, I don't believe is going to come in and just fall flat on their face and suddenly go 0-12. Like I don't see that happening.
Your point from a minute ago, though, I think is the more interesting case study. There's the excitement portion of it. It's like, okay, well, what does North Dakota State look like at the Group of 5 level? There's also the how long could people keep up in the arms race that just don't have the financial ability to do so?
Yep.
And I think that conversation is coming a lot quicker than the how many guys can jump from D1 to D2 to D1.
Yeah, because there are a bunch of smaller schools
D2 to D1. I will never change that.
Stop saying D2. It's not Division II football. It's
It
FCS level football. It's
Division II.
You're throwing me off because I went to a Division II school with the
1AA
same exact
at
colors as
worst.
NDSU. And I'm going to tell you right now,
Were they not a Division II
if
school?
North Dakota State played against my Northern Michigan University Wildcats,
Wildcats all day.
120 to nothing.
Yeah.
It might even be negative 14 by the end.
I think the Wildcats can pull it off, huh?
It's going to be interesting with, some schools in the MAC and some schools in the Sun Belt. What happens to them when it all shakes out? Because the biggest budget deficits are not happening to those schools because they were never under the auspices that they were going to spend as much as everybody else.
Right.
The big budget deficits are coming from the schools that are trying to keep up, like a UCLA. UCLA's in big trouble. And the Big Ten was basically a bailout plan for them.
Yeah, they thought that it was going to be a savior, and I don't know if it is.
But you have several schools at the Power 4 level who are having major budget problems. And what happens to them? I mean, you would doubt that they're going to drop down, but at some point, you can only go so far in debt.
Well, and there's got to be the chicken of the egg of it too, because you got to imagine some of those schools are robbing Peter to pay Paul too. Like, okay, well, we need the football program or fill in the blank, whatever the major athletic program on campus is that generates revenue to help feed this program on the education side of things. And maybe there's probably some of that we need tuition to feed so-and-so and this and that.
A lot of them are taking student fees to help pay the bills for athletics.
And I think it's important for people to remember that there's also the write-off aspect of it too. So some of these programs aren't losing as much money as it's documented that they are, but it's going to like, it just feels like there's this bubble and it's going like this right now. And I don't know if you know about the small bubbles. They eventually pop and there's some people left out in the cold. Hey, we got to find out what's trending on social media when we come back. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Listen, it warm yesterday, cold today. It's going to be an influx of that from here on out throughout the remainder of the, we'll call it spring and winter. You're going to have a cold day. You're going to have a hot day. You're going to have maybe there's a day you're going to turn on your AC and your furnace in the same day. It happens in Nebraska every year. You want to have peace of mind about both of those units. Head over to controlledcomfort.com. Get a maintenance appointment set up with Tony and the team. They'll give you maybe they'll take a look at your thermostat as well while they're there and give you some peace of mind about that as well. Head over to controlledcomfort.com. Tonight, what's trending on social media and Dan Campenon's beautiful face when we come back at 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Railcar. Railcar brought us our Taste Test Tuesday meals tonight, and let me tell you what, everything was fabulous. Jimmy's favorite, the Cubano, they gave us one of those. He loved it.
So good.
They gave us the short rib mac and cheese, which, guys, I don't know. It might be the best mac and cheese in town. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. It is absolutely fantastic. It is so good. And they gave us the airline chicken with the risotto. Man, it was all so very good. I urge you, if you haven't tried it yet, get yourself to 144th and Blondo. Get to Railcar. You drive through that area. It doesn't look like much, but once you go inside, the atmosphere is great. It's got this really cool boxcar train theme going on in there. The food is fantastic. The service is excellent. The brunch on the weekends is top notch. It's maybe the best in the entire city. You got to check it out. 144th and Blondo for Railcar.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort, and we've been in business for 6 decades, and in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you, and that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit omahasignsandwraps.com tonight. That's omahasignsandwraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
Elegance meets innovation at Woodhouse Lincoln. Discover the all-new 2026 Lincoln Nautilus. And for a limited time, enjoy exceptional financing offers. 0% APR for 48 months or 2.9% APR for 60 months. Browse in-store or shop online at woodhouselincoln.com today. With approved credit, must finance with Lincoln Automotive Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
Put a bow in the first hour here on 1620 The Zone. Jimmy Allen, John Shine, and Dan Campen with you. Brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience, look no farther than bellevue.edu. Register for classes. No classes on Fridays. The majority of your schooling done online. Live sports right on campus for you as well. Check out bellevue.edu tonight. It's time to find out what's trending in the world with Dan Campen.
Sturla Holm Lagrid.
I don't know what you just said.
It's a man.
Sure.
It's his name.
I know this guy.
He's a cross-country skier.
I know him.
From Norway, who had an interesting way of celebrating his bronze medal today. I will be translating for young Mr. Lagrid, so be prepared.
Okay.
Congratulations on your Olympic bronze medal. How do you feel? It's huge.
Michael Scott.
It's my first Olympic medal. I want to thank everyone who has helped me along the way. The Waxers for a great day of skiing, my whole family for supporting me. And there's someone I want to share this with who may not be watching today. 6 months ago, I met the love of my life.
Oh,
the most beautiful, wonderful person in the world. And 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and cheated on her. And that's all I've been thinking about for a week. And it's been the worst week of my life.
Just want a bronze medal, dude.
So I had a gold medal in life. I'm sure there are many people out there now who see me in a different light, but I only have eyes for her.
Bro, move on.
I'm not quite sure what I want to say here now.
What? Is this real or did you?
No, this is real. While getting
real.
interviewed by like a local Norwegian news station who is covering the Olympics, probably the national Norwegian news affiliate. He said, I want to thank my family. I want to thank my team for like making sure that I had a really great day skiing. And also, I really want to apologize to the love of my life who I met 6 months ago and cheated on.
And she broke up with me, and now I'm miserable.
Is this the appropriate venue to find that out?
I mean, if you're going to grand gesture it, I guess he knocked it out of the park, but not a good look, brother.
I dedicate this gold medal to the girl who broke up with me because I cheated on her. I still love you.
You clearly didn't like her that much.
Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough one, man. Like, this is tough. This is a tough spot. And
what's the gentleman's name?
Sturla Holm Legrade.
Can I ask the question I don't think anybody's asking? Is there a chance our good friend Sturla lost his fantasy football league this year, and this was the punishment. No,
he seems like he is
I'm sorry, he won the bronze or the gold?
He won the bronze.
Okay.
But he had a gold medal in life, and he lost it.
Sounds like he
threw away his gold medal in life.
A love-struck man who is regretting his past decisions.
This might be the most cringeworthy thing I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad.
It's been 3 months?
Yeah.
Bro, she's moved on. It's over. Go enjoy the bronze medal. Like, have fun, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, at Olympic Village. That ship has sailed, brother.
Yep. Nebraska immediately turns the ball over right out of halftime. Good job. Way to go.
That's like, I feel bad for the guy, but I hate to tell you, man, it's you.
Yeah.
Like,
you done it, boy.
If you missed the social media soundbite tonight, want to hear Dan Campen's excellent interpretation of Swedish? Is that what that language is? Norwegian. Check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Recon Pest Control. I've told you a couple times, and I'll keep telling you because I can't brag enough about what Recon Pest Services did for me personally. We had 2 separate pest control companies come out to our house, spray our yard for insects. We saw a wasp in our yard the next day. You know what we did? We called Recon Pest Services. They came out, sprayed in April. We have not seen a wasp in our yard since then. Check out reconpestservices.com. If you need that level of pest service control, you can help at reconpestservices.com. We'll be right back. We'll buy or sell with Dan Campen and Noah Houston right here on 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy out here for AX Plumbing. Home or residential, they can do it all. Whether you're dealing with a clogged drain, maybe you need a urinal replaced in your business, they can help you out with all that. They've done it for me personally. They can help you tonight. Head over to axpservice.com. Work with Nick and the crew. Maybe you have a big-time plumbing problem, not a big-time plumbing budget. There's financing available on the website as well. Check out axpservice.com tonight.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. Rail Car Modern American Kitchen, 144th and Blondo.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
Deciding on a college with your high school senior can be a little overwhelming for parents. But applying for money to pay for it is simple. FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is now easier than ever with fewer questions and faster fill-out times. If you have a high school senior, now is the time to apply for thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing. Get started, Nebraska, at dothefafsa.org. Sponsored by Education Quest Foundation. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Find a truck that's ready for any task at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Right now, you can save up to $10,000 off MSRP on the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab 4x4. Visit us in-store or shop online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit, must own and trade in a 2012 or newer vehicle. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:12 on a Tuesday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus. Download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. The lead cut to 19. Nebraska trailing 29-48 in the second half with Rink
This isn't
Mast
fun.
trying to will his team back into it, and he misses another shot. So
the least fun ever.
We're going to talk Nebraska and Creighton basketball later in the show, and this conversation is going to be very different than I thought it was going to be. But in the meantime, we're going to get to buy or sell with Dan Campinen.
Yes, we do. Charlie Woods. He has given a verbal commitment to Florida State.
No drum roll or anything.
Buy or sell, Charlie Woods will one day be an NCAA champion.
So for anybody that has been living under a rock, you don't know who this is. This is the son of Elgin Woods. Eldrick, sorry, what did I say? Eldrick Woods. Better known to you as Tiger Woods, y'all.
LT Gray.
The similarities between them and their mannerisms is scary. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand this is his biological child, but it is almost spot on.
Who taught him how to golf?
Yeah. I have higher expectations for Charlie Woods than I did for LeBron James.
Whoa. Do you have higher expectations for him than you did for any of LeBron's kids?
Yes, without a doubt. Hey, I do think Bryce James is actually a pretty decent basketball player.
And smart.
Will Charlie Woods win an NCAA tournament? No, I don't think so. He's not going to be an NCAA champion golfer.
Will he win a major?
If you look at a lot of the guys who are the really good golfers on the PGA Tour, how many of them won NCAA championships, Dan?
6.
Let's see.
I made that up. Don't
like right now who are active?
Yeah.
So if we want to get technical, Tiger Woods is still technically on the PGA Tour. So Tiger, Phil, Spieth, what's the other guy who was always hanging out with Jordan Spieth? They're like homeboys.
Rory McIlroy?
No, they don't like you. They don't necessarily like each other.
That was the joke.
Justin Thomas? Is that his name? Justin Thomas, the one who's always like, him and Jordan Spieth kind of like
the point is
Scotty Scheffler won an NCAA championship.
Justin Thomas did not, by the way.
Point is, you can
Did he
be a
not?
really good golfer without winning an NCAA championship, right? Like,
You know why that's true, John? You want to give it a guess? You want to take a guess how many current active PGA Tour members have won an NCAA individual championship? Take a guess.
6.
That was my guess, and I was wrong. Dan, thoughts?
Is it 4?
It's 11.
Oh. Neil Shipley, Akshay Bhatia, Tony Finau, I think, won one.
Nope. None of those three people you just... You want me to read them off?
Yeah.
Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, Bryson DeChambeau. Because these are active PGA guys.
Yeah.
So they have to have an active member. So Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, Matthew Wolff, Max Homa, Aaron Weiss, Ryan Moore, Cameron Young, Fred Biondi? Biondi, sure, I believe you. And Hiroshi Tai. That's it.
Jordan Spieth never won an individual NCAA title?
Apparently not.
You can be really good without winning a title. I think Charlie Woods can be really good, but like winning an NCAA championship is such a rare feat. Like it's just like it's really hard to do. It has to be your weekend in one of 4 years if you stay in college that long.
He won a team championship, but not a tournament, but not an individual title. Justin Thomas did too.
Because that was famously
no individuals though.
They have that famous story with Spieth and Thomas.
I know about golf. So that's 2 segments in a row. I've showed you guys up with your lack of golf knowledge.
Knows the golf.
Your Google skills are very good.
Better than your guys'.
Yeah, there's just that famous Spieth Justin Thomas story where they played each other in the NCAA championships.
Yeah, so Justin Thomas
and Jordan Spieth
Alabama,
was like, "This
Spieth
guy's a jackwagon.
There you go. Nice.
He's so much better than I am."
What else do we have?
According to FanDuel, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Drake May, and Joe Burrow are your favorites for MVP next season. Buy or sell one of these 4 or the field.
I'll just always take the field.
Yeah.
There's just way too many options. There's going to be a running back that does something spectacular. We're going to be like, this is the year the running back wins the MVP again, and it'll finish 6th. It'll probably be Jonathan Taylor if I had to guess. You know my dark horse? Daniel Jones. There's always that
plus 8,000.
There's always that thought about the comeback guy, and there was the conversation about him being in the discussion early in the season. He was never going to win it, but he was definitely in that conversation. If he can stay healthy next year,
I like Bijan Robinson as a dark horse.
Okay,
plus 10,000.
Yeah, I think new coach, new system. You look at like that dude jukes people into the shadow realm.
Yeah, he's the best running back in football.
He's so dang good. That's my dark horse. But I'm still taking the field. Yeah,
I would also generally take the field. Just a couple of other fun numbers. Both of your respective starting quarterbacks are plus 2,000.
Brock Purdy won the MVP.
For some reason, Jordan Love is on here for plus 1,500. Fernando Mendoza
famously doesn't have a football team yet.
Yeah, does not have a football team, plus 15,000. And then for some reason, Malik Willis has a plus 25.
Well, because
you gotta give everybody a chance, I guess.
Because there's a whole speculation about all the teams that are going to trade for Malik Willis. There's a pretty strong speculation that the Cleveland Browns are going to do something really dumb and trade for Malik Willis.
He's been good.
Fine.
In a lot of garbage time.
But they've got other problems on that team.
Also,
who's playing quarterback for them
namely that they are the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that's their biggest problem. That's the biggest thing they got going against them.
If you want,
what a bad year to need a quarterback, man. This is a
terrible,
really bad.
ESPN wrote an entire article about it being a bad year to need a quarterback.
If you want what I call the top and bottom end of the long shot club,
okay,
you have Trey Lance at plus 50,000.
What?
That is way too low of a number.
Kyron Williams at plus 50,000.
That's clearly the cap.
Geno Smith as well is probably the only quote unquote at this point in this very moment as we sit here. Oh no, excuse me. Justin Fields and Geno Smith plus 50,000. They're the only two starting quarterbacks who
Geno's not a starter.
Bring up the end of this. At this current moment, Geno Smith is still a starting quarterback in the NFL.
For who?
For the Las Vegas Raiders.
He didn't even finish the season as their starter.
He's technically still their starting quarterback. Okay. He's number 1 on their depth chart.
Maybe in Geno Smith's size.
Jeremiah Love and Ty Simpson actually are the last two on this list. Also at plus 50,000.
No, that's the cap.
That is the cap.
Man,
hilarious.
Yeah, this is a really bad year to want to
I'm gonna
change
go on
your
a limb
quarterback
here
situation.
And say, what was the number for Malik Willis? 15 plus 15,000?
25,000.
And Trey Lance was 50.
Yes.
Malik Willis and Trey Lance have the same chances of winning the MVP next season.
Darn tootin'.
That's code for don't spend your money on this. This is
it's a
stupid.
0% chance.
Moving on, an appropriate Olympic time activity. Look at the NHL standings. Tampa Bay, Montreal, Carolina, and Pittsburgh are your leaders in the Eastern Conference, and Colorado, Minnesota, Vegas, and Edmonton are your leaders in the Western. Buy or sell these 8 or the field raise the cup.
Give me Carolina.
I think Edmonton's going to finally do it.
It's good.
I think it's Edmonton's year finally. Like, it just feels like
they kind of feel like the Buffalo Bills of the NHL right now, though.
kind of do. Connor McDavid is Josh
Got a
Allen.
superstar.
Yeah.
Can't get over the hump and win a title.
I don't know.
Stop me if you've seen this memo. It snows there.
I'm taking Edmonton right now today. Put it on the board. Edmonton's going to win the cup.
That's it. I mean, so Edmonton is the one that I think has the most
I would just like
possibility,
to, I'd just like to
longevity,
welcome everybody that's
quote-unquote,
turning
to
off
do
the
it.
basketball game to join us really quick. Sorry.
Because
Yeah.
it's over.
The Colorado Avalanche, as much as it pains me to say it, have been looking very good so far this season.
Wait till midseason.
And Nathan McKinnon really hasn't been slowing down.
Nathan McKinnon is like one of the most fun players to watch. And combine him with Cale Makar, come playoff time, nobody wants to see that team.
And I will say as well, the Minnesota Wild have been playing some lights out hockey and have made some great trades to actually get back kind of in the running after a little bit of a slow start, stumbly start to the season. But overall, this has to be Edmonton's year. If they don't win it this year, I'm kind of worried that they're going to have to do the old burn it down to the bits and regrow.
At least we know that it won't be the Panthers again.
Maybe. I mean, they're in last place right now. Never say never.
Until they get it figured out mid-season, go on a run.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
And I don't think my Caps are going to make the playoffs this year. They need a really strong stretch run.
A little long of a tooth there.
They're not getting very
Mm-hmm.
any younger, and they're going to need a huge push at the end of the season just to make it in to the postseason.
Really bad miss.
Speaking of hockey,
okay, it's the back end.
5-0.
What just happened?
5-0. That was the final score from Milan today from our American women on the rink. They whooped Canada. After the game, Coach John Robolinski said the hardest part of climbing the mountain is getting back home after. Buy or sell, after smashing Canada, the U.S. women's hockey team may have a gondola on the way down.
Gotta keep the carrot tickle. Like that's the big rivalry, right? You gotta beat Canada. You just gotta beat Canada. Now you gotta stay focused to win the gold.
Yeah, it's this team looks like the absolute class of Olympic women's hockey.
You're not
like,
wrong about that.
It doesn't look like anyone can hold a candle to this team. So I don't know. In other than a major unforeseen upset, I don't think anyone's touching this team.
Yeah, there's no way.
Put it in neutral and coast back down the hill, baby.
I want to just give them the medal now.
Unless Switzerland is like, or Czechoslovakia is like ticked off enough about how bad we beat them the first time.
That already happened once, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless they're super ticked off and they can prove it from the first time we beat them, I got a real good feeling it's going to be smooth sailing.
We got one more?
Yes, we do. Final Olympics question of the night. Some slight problems, as always, with the Olympics. And this year, it's the medals.
Oh, no.
Quite a few of them have broken or
part.
separated from their ribbon.
This happens a lot, though. Does Fanatics make the
Does
ribbon?
Yeah, probably.
Does Fanatics make the gold medals now? That checks out.
Buy or sell, this is just one of the little things you have to get right.
You have to get medals that don't break. Come on, what are we doing? Come on, Italians.
But
I know engineering is not your strong suit, but seriously.
See the Leaning Tower of Pisa for an example. I have a question. Is it the medal themselves, or is it like the clasps on the lanyard?
No, the medals are breaking in half.
That is unacceptable.
So
that is unacceptable.
Also, Breezy Johnson, like, she pulled hers out of her pocket and she was like, here's my medal.
Do you technically have two medals if it breaks in half?
Well, she was like, here's my medal, fully intact, full perfect circle. And she was like, and here's the ribbon, and here's like the little piece. And it was like the thinnest little
See, this is
strip
what
of
I'm
gold
saying.
that I've ever seen.
This is what I'm saying. If it's the clasps, okay, that's on the manufacturer. If the metal is breaking, that's on whoever's providing this material. And I just assume it's Fanatics.
It would seem like a Fanatics production. It has all the hallmarks.
Hey, if you missed this segment and you want to check out Buy or Sell, listen to it on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. 2 years ago, I was out in California for work, and I got the phone call. My wife was at home with our 3 kids. 100-degree heat outside, and the air conditioner took a dive on us. We started thinking, oh, no, here comes the $10,000 expense we didn't see coming. Controlled Comfort came out to our house, and they said, no. This is not a $10,000 fix. This is a $200 fix. You only need to have a new wire ran to your thermostat. They didn't try to sell us anything. They diagnosed the problem, got it fixed, and got our air conditioner back up and running within an hour. If you need service like that, check out controlledcomfort.com. Work with Tony and the crew tonight. We return to Westeros. Is it okay to kill a dragon? We'll tell you. 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy out here for Allo Fiber. I made the switch 2 years ago to Allo Fiber. I had the same internet provider for over 10 years, and it was just starting to bog down. Didn't feel the same, and I was hearing everybody in my neighborhood talk about making the switch to Allo Fiber. I made the switch. I haven't looked back since then. My kids jump on their iPads. My wife is streaming her shows. I'm watching sports. We never have any internet slowness because of it, because we're not sharing our network with anybody else. If you want an all-fiber network that is going straight to your house, no bandwidth sharing with the people around you, you need to head over to allofiber.com/Husker Radio. Get out of the Stone Age tonight.
Weather from KETV Newswatch 7 is brought to you on 1620 The Zone by Certified Transmission.
Another mild Tuesday afternoon. We had high temperatures in the upper 40s. Now, after sunset, we think temperatures drop into the 30s. And by the time you wake up Wednesday morning, temperatures will be in the 20s. So a chilly start. We'll have sunshine for the first half of the day, putting us into the lower 50s for high temperatures before more clouds fill in late Wednesday evening. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV Newswatch 7.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control comfort keeps it under control.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Brent Rasmussen of Mortgage Specialists. Here's some good news. Home interest rates are coming down. The bad news? Sometimes if you refinance your home for a lower interest rate, closing costs can be through the roof. So, lower costs on the front end, hidden higher costs on the back end. We're talking thousands, sometimes up to $10,000. Ouch, that's a huge hit. If you're getting more than a few calls from lenders with offers to refinance, give Mortgage Specialists a call. We can help you by looking into all the costs, up or down. Then you can make a better informed decision whether you want to refinance or keep your current interest rate. I'm Brent Rasmussen. Call me at Mortgage Specialists and we can show you all the details. Mortgage Specialists, driven, trusted, reliable.
Click mtg-specialists.com. NMLS number 5918, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back inside the After Hours Lounge on a Taste Test Tuesday. Jimmy Allen, John Schreiner. Noah Houston has joined the lounge. Dan Campen is here as well. We are brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience this fall, head over to bellevue.edu. Register for classes and become a Bruin tonight. If you are a fan of sports talk radio and you only listen to the station for sports talk, this segment is not for you after this point, because Nebraska, don't look now,
We are technically going to talk a sport.
is on a 22-8 run, and the lead has been dropped down to 8. Comeback is on in Lincoln right now. But we've talked about this for a couple of weeks now. We have yet not done this. Night of the Seven Kingdoms has just started 4 weeks ago on HBO. No, have you watched this show?
I haven't yet.
No. Okay. Well, you're about to get a bunch of spoilers. And if you don't want spoilers for Night of the Seven Kingdoms, you're going to want to turn off the radio right now. As maybe we need to punt on this because Nebraska's in the middle of a run.
They're down 5.
Down 5,
Wow.
7:17 to go.
Kent Pavelka's losing his mind.
And PBA is electric right now. But we have been absolutely stoked for this to come out. This is, I think we both discussed that this was one of our favorite books.
Yeah,
of the
loved
George
this-
R.R. Martin.
loved this book.
This is about Sir Duncan the Tall and his
Four pages.
and his relationship with the Targaryens that is in full swing after this week's
Yep.
episode. But I don't know if they could have cast this show any
It's
better.
so good.
I have some questions and concerns about House of the Dragon. There's some things in there where I went, okay, but
Yeah.
this is fantastic.
Oh, no. It's so.
I don't know if you're on, Dan.
Yeah. Or maybe not.
Turn that way up. Way up, Noah. Don't be afraid.
There you go. Right
There
there.
we
I
gotcha.
will not blow it out.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if
can
anybody
promise you
could.
that. This microphone is quieter than that microphone is day
All right.
in and day out. So, as any good fan of A Song of Ice and Fire, with George R.R. Martin taking his sweet time with the next book,
Winds of Winter.
yes, you have to get into the Duncan Egg Tales. And I was like, I'm a little bit worried because I don't think this is going to, I was like, oh, it's going to be Game of Thrones where some of it's there, some of it's not, meh. And I was like, oh no, it's all here. And they're taking their sweet time with the novella and doing everything and even adding more into it to make it even better.
The draw up to the start of the tournament where they made you wait at the end of the third
Oh, yeah.
episode was like, and they even teased it. He's like, I can't get to the list today, which is a direct line from the book.
Yep.
And he was like, there was still 10 minutes left of the episode. I went, oh, they're really drawing this out, and they did it correctly. In my opinion.
It's going like they're doing it absolutely true to the source material. Like it is so remarkable how closely they've gotten everything to the source. I love it. I think this has been so well executed, and like I was worried because I liked this book so much that like I was just afraid of what they were going to do to it. But I've been thoroughly impressed with how faithful they have been.
And I'm like, to tip of the cap to the kid playing Egg, Dexter Ansel. Like, he is 10 years old and is just spot on with the character.
He's killing it.
And to your point about the source material, this is a very thick book.
Yeah.
For a 10-year-old to get this good, very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, all like the collected works of the Tales of Dunk and Egg is like all of the different little novellas that comprise the
one book.
The one book. It just feels, I don't know. There's something about the way they're doing this that puts you there in a way that I think the Game of Thrones series never could.
Well, I think they had it in like season 3 or 4 and they lost. Like we can rehash the last season of Game of Thrones because it was terrible. Everybody knows why.
But this, like they've captured that like gritty, like visceral feeling that the book has.
Yeah.
In the TV show, which it's just fabulously done.
Well, I think the key with especially this is I feel like they're taking more time and more care. And you could tell that the gentleman who is their showrunner was like, I don't really want to like mess with any of the source material for like what we're getting it from. And it's
being allowed to develop.
Yeah. And every single episode at least ends with like one thing where you go, oh, and then you're like,
attention point. Yeah.
Like the fact that the episode before like the giant duel like ends on them just on the field with Lord Baratheon praying over the younger of the Fossilways. Oh, I was like, I was literally like standing up cooking and I just like slowly felt myself just like stop chopping the celery that I was chopping. And I was just like,
and then you get, and then you get the cliffhanger at the end.
Yep.
Where the Crown Prince of the Seven Kingdoms is now about to be in a 7-on-7
fight
trial
against his nephew.
Trial by combat against his own family. If you haven't started watching, go binge watch this because Sunday night is going to be immaculate. This week's episode had the highest Rotten Tomatoes episode of any Game of Thrones episode ever.
I believe it. It's that good. It just there was like I'm saying the atmosphere, like the work that they have done in world building and making the sets feel authentic.
Yeah,
it's been so good.
And I think it's important to like not to make this about one guy, but I've just been blown away by the actor that plays Egg. Like you can hear the passion in his voice when he's yelling, "Kill him!" when he's talking about his own brother. Like, it's so good. Like, if you haven't started watching, check out Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's streaming on HBO Max. We're gonna review it every week. Get your popcorn ready for Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. Maybe you're going to a Night of the Seven Kingdoms watch party. You want to be the best dressed guy there. You could do it at 78th and Dodge. They're not going to put you in any chain metal or anything like that. They're going to put you in some brand new Brax pants, and they might give you what they've given us, and that's the fantastic Johnny O polos. My personal favorite in my closet is my 2 Johnny O's that I can rotate in and out. You know, the great thing, we've had them for about a year now. I put them in and out of the washer a handful of times, and you don't have to worry about it fading, stretching, any of that. Every time you put it in the wash, every time you put it in the jar, it comes out the exact same way it came in. Head over to 78th and Dodge. Jerry Ryan has been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. When we come back, we'll talk about this Nebraska comeback that is on. We'll talk about Creighton basketball's opponent tomorrow night and a lot more. It's the After Hours Lounge on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Recon Pest Services. I've been telling you for 2 years now that we've been working with Recon Pest Services, and we have not had a problem in our house. Whether it be, we haven't seen a mouse. We've never seen a mouse in our yard. We had our neighbor next to us had field mice in their yard. We have not had field mice in our yard. It's separated by a foot of land. They don't come over to us because of what Recon Pest Services has done to prevent rodents and insects from getting into our house. If you want protection like that, head over to reconpestservices.com tonight.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience from their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with the trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort, and we've been in business for 6 decades, and in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you, and that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
At Woodhouse Lincoln, enjoy 0% APR for 48 months or 2.9% APR for 60 months on the 2026 Lincoln Nautilus. With approved credit, must finance with Lincoln Automotive Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Put a bow on the After Hours Lounge here on the Taste Test Tuesday, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes, become a Bruin tonight.
Is this our last one?
Yeah, we're gonna combine here. Sorry, I didn't know. I thought you were throwing out the X. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do this time? Yeah,
he was throwing the mini bones.
We're gonna stick with what's going on in Lincoln right now. Nebraska's erased a 24-point deficit. They trail by 6 and have the basketball after an overturned out of bounds play. Now cut the lead to 4 with 5:22 to play. And this is clearly the most important game left on Nebraska's schedule. You want to beat Iowa twice, but nobody's going to walk into PBA with a number 13 or higher left on their schedule. So this one is as big as any if we're talking about seeding, not only in the Big Ten tournament, but in the NCAA tournament as well, as Purdue hits a 3-point basket and gets back up by 7. But 7, clearly not a must win for any reason, but kind of got to have it type game for Fred Hoiberg and crew tonight.
Yeah, I don't know that it's got to have it. We talked about this the other day, and it's just like they're locked in. They're in. It would be a nice win. It wouldn't be a terrible loss. It's a quad 1 game no matter what. It would be a nice win, and it would be,
I
it would be
gotta
a
have
confidence booster.
I got to have it in a sense of you're going to feel a lot better about a 1 or a 2 being next to your name with this win than if you win.
Oh, if you lose, you're not getting a 1.
Yeah,
I think that's out the window basically, except for winning the Big Ten tournament.
Because obviously Kansas knocking off Arizona doesn't help that discussion either. And now the lead back up to 9 as Nebraska had an 18-2 run at one point.
Yeah, you see this happen a lot when teams are down by a bunch and they make a big run. They expend a lot of energy getting back into the game, and then they don't have the legs down the stretch to pull off when you're down by that much. They were down by 21.
24. The largest lead was 24. They just flashed a graphic at the bottom. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see the fallout from this, because the other part of this is there's still a lot of basketball left. And your point, like, made a molehill into a mountain in this game, and now it's even bigger as Purdue hits a 3-point shot. That's probably going to do it with 3:50 to go. Nebraska now finds himself down 12 yet again, and looking like they're on borrowed time and tired legs right now. As the shots are just
that shot from Sanford was
dying on the rim, and then guys are falling on the floor to grab it back. But obviously, Nebraska at home tonight, Creighton on the road tomorrow night, is the Jays just kind of finding a way to try to make this season as interesting as possible. Their shot at an at-large bid is clearly gone by the wayside, but they're trying to find a way to make it at least interesting when it comes to Selection Sunday. You're going to Chicago. Creighton's only lost to DePaul once since joining the Big East. This is clearly a Chris Holtman-led DePaul team that is much different than any of the other DePaul teams we've really seen, as they are fighting to try to get out of that spot of playing in the first few games on Wednesday in New York as well, where they just usually have been penciled into those spots.
Yeah, it's death taxes in DePaul being last in the Big East. Like, that's how it just has been.
Yeah, and listen, the Blue Demons a 1.5 favorite tomorrow night in Chicago. I'll tell you this one's for free. Go ahead and hammer the under.
Sure.
143.5. I don't think they're going to hit 140. But it'll be really interesting to see if Creighton wins that game, because obviously you're 13-11. You're locked into 4th place in the Big East. Villanova is coming to your place. You've already beat them at their building. Obviously, you still got to play UConn and St. John's, but you have a lot of opportunities to help your cause to be one of those last 4 in.
Yep. It's this is, there's no more wiggle room.
No.
For Creighton now. That the win over Seton Hall was nice. It was good. It was cool. It was fun. You got a buzzer beater. You won the game.
You're likely going to be an underdog in the next 5.
Good. That's good news. Now, don't pee it down your leg against DePaul. Like,
yeah,
this would be the ultimate letdown for a team that's trying to hang in there and just keep some glimmer of hope alive. Like, a loss here.
Yeah.
Back it up, boys.
And you're going to find the stretch here down the road. Like, obviously, you get this one on the road. You come home for 1 against Villanova. You go to Storrs, then you go to Queens. Like, you've got to play both those teams in their gym back to back, 3 days apart from each other. You
Tough.
lose this
It's
game.
rough.
You lose this game to DePaul. It's going to be really tough to have the carrot out in front of the cart to chase.
Yeah, it's just the psyche goes in the tank.
And then,
naturally.
And then you have the lull of having to play DePaul again, Providence, and then finish it at Hinkle, which has just not been historically great for Creighton anyway. So the vibes heading into the Big East tournament may not be all that great around Blue Jay Nation. But there's the flip side. You play the games for a reason. You beat DePaul. You beat Villanova at home. You find a way to split the series between St. John's and UConn. It'd more likely be St. John's. But you find a way to do that. This is a completely different conversation. We're talking about Greg McDermott figuring it out, this group of guys finding a way to will themselves into a situation where there's an advantageous chance, if all the dominoes fall in the right spot, to win a Big East title. All those things,
stranger things have happened.
all those things seem very far-fetched to happen. Those are both the opposite ends of the
Does not
spectrum.
seem likely.
But it's a scenario. Like, this is why sports are so special, because even when you're down and out and you're 13-11, you've got a puncher's chance. But
the only thing that Creighton has right now is just keeping hope alive.
Yeah.
Right. Like every day is a chance to keep hope alive. And until you kill it yourself, it's still there.
Think about that 2019 Georgetown team with when was it Ewing's first or second year as head coach, where I think they were 6th. They go on a run. Creighton's in the championship game, and I watched that game live and still don't exactly understand how Creighton lost that game. But, you know, there's stories like that where teams that have no business, let alone advancing past the first game, let alone showing up in the championship game winning.
It's like having a hot goaltender in hockey.
Yeah.
Like you just can't get anything past them.
And I think if the first half of the Seton Hall game showed you anything, that this team can get hot shooting the three-pointer at any time.
I don't think anyone believed anything different. Like, they can go through it.
There's been a couple games this season where I think a lot of people doubted it. But it is a possibility. And there is a world in which you could see a hot Creighton Blue Jays team get into the tournament on a last-ditch effort, and they could actually be in the play-in game to play against Nebraska as well. Wouldn't that be something, folks?
And a play in 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, stranger things have happened.
And we know how much the tournament loves their narratives. We're going to give you our closing arguments tonight to wrap up the show. We'll post a poll on Twitter with our hottest takes. You'll vote for whoever had the best take. Whoever has the worst or the fewest amount of votes will have the worst take of the night, worst argument. John Schreiner, go ahead and start us off.
What in the actual hell are we doing?
We're watching the Nebraska basketball game.
A football player at the University of Montana today.
I knew this is where you were going to go.
Was granted another year of eligibility.
How many years does he have, John?
This is going to be his 9th year of college football. Granted, he's had 2 medical redshirt years. His first year of college football was in 2018. So that means 2 medical redshirts and a COVID year. That's 3.
2018 was 9 years ago.
Where do we get the other 2 years of eligibility, folks? What are we doing?
COVID?
No. I've already 2 medical red shirts.
Okay. So that gets you to 2020.
And a COVID year.
2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's 8. That's 4.
He's going to play his 9th year. 9 years. 9, Jimmy. 9. 9 years of college football with 3 like reasonably allowable exception years.
In the immortal
3
words,
plus 4 is 7. We've got 2 unaccounted for years of eligibility that came somewhere.
He did well. Maybe he redshirted 1 year without the medical. Should give him 1 more.
It's too. This is nonsense. It's ridiculous.
I'm not arguing that. I'm
it's
trying to do
too
the math.
much.
Dan,
you can't be playing college football at 27 years old unless you joined the military.
in the immortal words of Chris Farley, a lot of people go to college for 9 years.
Dan Campen in his 3rd year of eligibility as the producer of the show. What do you have as your?
I would just like to say, ciao, Bella, to Lindsey Vaughn. Unfortunately, she suffered a very complex tibia fracture. Will no longer be skiing in these Olympics. For her to gut it out through partially tearing her ACL and then fully 100% losing her ACL and still going out and trying to ski with a knee brace on, and what many would argue outside of the Super G is probably the hardest event in skiing due to the speed and the lines that you have to hit and the technicality with which you have to ski to do it properly. This was probably her last Olympics that we're ever going to see her in.
Yes.
And I just want to say, ma'am, thank you
She's
so
41.
much for the memories. You were nothing but outstanding during your entire time in the Olympics and in the World Cup. Sir.
No, do you have thoughts on Lindsey Vaughn?
No.
Okay, what's your hot take tonight?
I mean, I like to talk about the Super Bowl and how.
Oh yeah, you
boring-
haven't been here. Yeah, it was boring. Okay, go ahead. Why was it boring for you?
I just didn't feel like the commercials were really that entertaining.
Good take.
Yeah, I think we joined you on that team yesterday.
Yeah,
Noah.
we were 100% all in on that. My thoughts tonight are around the college football playoff again, because this time of year we often start thinking about this little tournament that happens in March that everybody starts putting in their papers for, and everybody gets excited to fill out the bracket. Has it been less exciting for you in recent years to do so?
The brackets?
Yes. Have you found the brackets less exciting?
Well, I mean, you know what I do. I have the player pool that I'm in.
Yeah. But do you find it less exciting to fill out the actual bracket? Does any of that have to do with the fact that there's play-in games?
No.
Does that?
I don't think so. I still like the bracket a lot.
I do too, but it has deterred for me that I have to really wait until those games have happened to start filling out.
Oh, I do mine
said
before
bracket.
then.
I do too, but I hate the fact that I have to do it. I want to caution college football that kind of gone all in on this bracket thing and trying to make it as much like March Madness as you can, because you know how much attention that draws. That, yes, monetarily for you, it may on paper gain you more money out of the gate, but do you really want to kill the tournament before you get the excitement about it? Like, that's the one thing I'll caution. Yes, you want more football. Do you need to jeopardize your national championship to do so? College football playoff committee, think about it. Think about rewatching and re-listening to the After Hours Lounge anytime on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. Most of the show and our closing arguments were brought to you by Bob Williams of Williams Law. Tonight, you heard Bob join us tonight talking about litigation facing college athletics. He can help you face litigation as well. Head over to williamslawllc.com tonight and get a free, no obligation legal consultation. Bob and his team will sit you down, explain your rights, and get you ready for your big day in sports, or your big day in court and in sports.
And in sports too.
Check out williamslawllc.com tonight. For Dan Campen and John Schreiner, Noah Houston, I've been Jimmy Allen. Happy National Cream Cheese Brownie Day, everybody.
I don't know what that is.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
Let me get you up to speed on the service that you need.
Is your car making a howling, growling, or crunching noise? It could be related to the drivetrain, which consists of your transmission, your transfer case, and differentials. Omaha Transmission is specialized in diagnosing and repairing all those components. Don't diagnose it yourself. Take out the guesswork and have us tell you for sure.
Omaha Transmission, shifting to running smooth.
KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.